New York City is currently experiencing the worst air quality, at least that I've ever seen before. Skies are orange, all because of the fires in Canada. Now, there's something that you don't know about the fires in Canada that you may not realize. Aside from the smoke from them being toxic, they're intentional. I was debating making this video because it ruffles feathers that you don't even know exist. Most people don't know exist, so I don't hold it against anyone. In fact, I found out about this accidentally. Fires are being set intentionally. The fires in Canada, folks, you don't have multiple fires in different regions start at the same time and then converge coincidentally. None of this is a coincidence. This happened a few years back in California, in Oregon, where basically the entire state was on fire. And if you looked at a fire map, you'd see the state of California, every single county has a fire in it. Then you look at the neighboring states at a single fire. So enough with the evidence and this and that, and hey, you're lying about this, there's a conspiracy theory. Folks, it's in plain sight. But you're not gonna look for the information when you believe what you're being told at face value. You're not gonna scratch the surface and go, hey, wait a minute, there's something rotten about this story, about these fires. These fires are being set intentionally to reduce property values in certain areas. But I'll give you an example. There was a big fire in Malibu, California, and it wiped out a big portion of its expensive residences. Those residences immediately lost their value. And I mean millions of dollars of value. So an investor with cash can just walk in and be like, I'll snatch that up. Because if your house burns down, you're not going back to rebuild, either because of the history of what happened there, how it makes you feel, or due to insurance issues. Insurance doesn't just pay out, reimburse you after a fire. All this stuff takes time. In that meantime, you're not gonna wait for your burnt down home for all the legalities and permitting and compliance issues to be cleared up. You've got a family. You wanna be living somewhere. You're not gonna wait for that home. You're gonna find another place to live. So these fires are intentional. And there's something else that I noticed. Your local, state, federal agencies aren't telling you how to protect yourself from these fires. Gotta get that wet rag on your face, cotton rag. Every half hour, re-soak it. Replace it every 2 hours. It's gotta be over your nose and over your mouth. And as tight as possible, okay? Which is why it helps after you soak it, wring it out a little bit, get the excess water out so that you can actually be able to pull in air. Because it's gotta be tight enough. The second way to protect yourself, I just realized instead of me telling you how to protect yourself, it should be the specialists that your tax dollars are paying for working for our governments. Why am I telling you? Why aren't they telling you? Why do I even care anymore? I'm not facing the smoke. I'll never need to face wildfire smoke anymore. Maybe I'm upset about this entire situation because of just how egregious the lies are about why these fires even started. The fact that they even called it a wildfire. Listen, wildfire implies natural, wild, naturally occurring. There's nothing wild about these fires. These are man-made forest fires, not wildfires. Give them bread and circus and they'll never revolt.